In the small town of Merrowfield, that was not strange. Old wires failed often. People sighed, lit candles, and waited. Darkness was part of life there. Daniel sat on the edge of his bed, staring at nothing. The room was quiet except for the ticking of his watch. The light had gone, but the darkness felt heavier than usual. His mother had died 3 months ago. Since then, the house felt empty, even when it was full. Her chair was still near the window. Her cup was still on the shelf. Daniel did not move them. He was not ready. He picked up a candle and walked to the living room. The small flame shook as he lit it. Shadows danced on the walls. Daniel was 19. He worked during the day at a small repair shop. At night, he came home tired and silent. He did not talk much anymore. Friends tried to help, but words felt useless. That night, he heard a knock. It was soft. Slow. Daniel paused. No one visited after dark. He walked to the door and opened it a little. A young girl stood there. She was maybe 8 or 9. She held a small lantern. Her face was calm. "Sorry," she said. "Our light went out too. My grandmother sent me to ask if you have matches." Daniel nodded and handed her a small box. "Thank you," she said. Then she smiled. It was not a big smile. Just a small one. But it was warm. She turned and walked away. Daniel closed the door and leaned against it. He did not know why. But that smile stayed in his mind. The next evening, the power was still out. Daniel sat on the steps outside. The air was cool. The town was quiet. The girl walked by again, holding her lantern. She waved. "Hello." "Hi," Daniel said. She sat a few steps away. "I'm Lena." "Daniel." They sat in silence. "My grandmother says darkness is not empty," Lena said. "It just hides things." Daniel did not reply. "She says light does not always come from lamps," Lena added. Daniel looked at her. "What does it come from?" Lena smiled. "People." She stood up and waved again. "Good night." Daniel watched her walk away. Over the next few days, the town stayed dark. But Daniel began to sit outside every night. Lena always passed by. Sometimes she talked. Sometimes she just smiled. One night, Daniel asked, "Why do you smile so much?" Lena shrugged. "Because my grandmother says someone might need it." Daniel looked down. He had not smiled in weeks. One evening, Lena did not come. Daniel waited longer than usual. The night felt colder. The next day, he asked a neighbor about her. "She lives at the old blue house," the man said. "Her grandmother is sick." That night, Daniel stood outside, holding a candle. The street was quiet. He thought of his mother. He thought of how she used to smile even when she was tired. Without thinking too much, Daniel walked toward the blue house. The door was open. Inside, the room was dim. Lena sat near the bed. Her grandmother lay still, breathing slowly. Lena looked up. Her eyes were red. "She sleeps a lot now," Lena said. Daniel stood there, unsure. "I brought a candle," he said softly. Lena smiled a little. "Thank you." They sat together. The old woman opened her eyes. She looked at Daniel and smiled faintly. "You're the boy with the heavy heart," she said. Daniel was surprised. "She talks about you," Lena said. The old woman reached out and touched Daniel's hand. "You see darkness," she said. "But you carry light." Daniel swallowed. "I don't feel like it." "That's how light works," she replied. "It shines even when it doesn't know." The next morning, the old woman passed away. The town gathered quietly. Daniel stood beside Lena. She held his hand. "I'm scared," she whispered. Daniel squeezed her hand. "Me too." That night, the power came back. Lights filled the streets. Houses glowed, but Daniel still lit a candle and sat outside. Lena came and sat beside him. "You don't need the candle anymore," she said. Daniel smiled. "I know," he said. "But I like it." Lena smiled back. Days passed. Weeks passed. Daniel started talking more at work. He fixed things with care. He laughed sometimes. At night, he helped Lena with her homework. He walked her home. He listened. One evening, Lena asked, "Are you still sad?" Daniel thought. "Yes," he said. "But it's lighter now." She smiled. "Good." Years later, Daniel became a teacher. He kept a candle on his desk. Not lit. Just there. When students felt lost, he listened. When they smiled, he smiled back. He never forgot the nights without power. He never forgot the small lantern. And he never forgot how a simple smile in the darkness helped him find his way back to the light.